Hello guys, welcome back to Assets Coding. In the previous video, we have discussed, we have started the control statements and we have discussed if statement and if else statement. In today's video, we are going to discuss about nested if and else if later. Let us go. I have already written the necessary matter over here. Don't waste the time and try to write the information in your book and practice it later. Okay, without any delay, let's start. First, nested if statements. Nested if statement. What actually it is meant for? In if statement, we have seen very clearly that after checking a particular condition, the block is been executed. Okay, here you can see after checking this condition, the block is been executed in if statement. Whereas coming to nested if, there will be a set of conditions. There might be any number of conditions, that might be 2 conditions, either 3 conditions, 4 conditions, 5 conditions, either it can be at 10 conditions, but all the conditions should be inside one another. For suppose here you can see if condition is there, after checking this condition, if the condition is true, then only it will enter into this block. In this block again there will be an if condition. Okay, like that it will be how many it can be, it will be, for suppose if you want 5 conditions should be to be checked, and after that only the program has to be run. Okay, then we have to write all the 5 conditions, one inside the other. Like this, here I have 2 conditions. This after this condition is been checked, then we are checking this condition. If all the 5 conditions are being performed only, then only, for suppose I have 3 conditions, then again you can write the third condition inside that. Okay, after this I have kept the block. Okay, let me comment this out. You have to keep the comments, otherwise the main program might not be run. Okay, here you can see this condition will be checked. After that the condition is true, it will enter into this block. In this block we have another condition, again it will check the condition. If this condition is also true, it will enter into this block. This block is belongs to this if condition. Again when it is entered into this, here another condition is been there, it will again check that. If it is also true, then it will display this block. Okay, it will perform, it will enter into this block. I think you guys got a clear idea on it. Nested if means a set of conditions that should be checked, but all the conditions should be true, then only the block inside it will be performed. Okay, let us see an example. Here you can see I have 3 conditions to be checked. The first condition, the number should be greater than 0, and it should be an even and divisible by 4. All these 3 conditions has to be verified. Let us see how the program is being done. Okay, here I have declared one variable. I have asked the user to initially give the input for that variable. After giving that, first condition is to check whether the number is greater than 0 or not. Okay, I have checked whether it is greater than 0 or not. If the condition is true, inside this block I have written another block. Okay, inside this block I have another another condition, that is here if condition a%2 is equals to 0. In the previous video in detail I have explained how to get the condition of a even number. Okay, if you haven't watched that video, please try to watch it. I am not going to explain it again. Okay, for even condition it should be written like this. Okay, for another thing is it should be divisible by 4. If a number that is divisible by 4, then the remainder will be 0 only. No, a%4 means the remainder of that number when divisible by 4 should be double equals to 0. I mean equals to 0. If it is been satisfied, then it is divisible by 4 only. No. Okay, simple I will say percentage symbol is used to find the remainder when 2 numbers are being divided. One number is being divided by another number. For suppose 10 is there, 10 is divided by 4, we get a remainder of 2. Then double equals to 0 means we will compare LHS is equals to RHS or not. But 2 is not equals to 0, no, then it will be not, then this condition will not be satisfied. For suppose if we have written 8, 8 divided by 4 means we will not get any sort of reminder. So it will be satisfied this condition. Okay. Okay, when this condition is also been satisfied, then only this block will be executed. Otherwise it won't execute and it will come out of the block. If we have written something like else, then it will be. Here one thing you have to remember is that if I have written something in else, like something like it is else block, okay, I have written something like this. Here you have to think this is a block related to this if else, I mean if. In the previous video we have discussed about if else, no, this is same related to that. Here is if block, it is a else block. Inside this if block there is a set of conditions that is to be verified. Okay, it is basically a if else block, but inside the if there is a nested if. You have to get clarity on it. Nested if means there should be a set of conditions that has to be, all should be true. If one is been false means then the condition, for suppose, let me explain here, three conditions are there. Sorry, three conditions are there. If two conditions are true, if this third condition is false, then also it will ultimately result in the false only. Okay, let me run this. What's the error? Okay, I think I have written another code over down. Okay, let me run. I have commented that out. Still, what happened? Wait, up I have been. Okay, I haven't saved that. Okay, let me run. Okay, enter a value. What is the condition? Should be greater than, even, and divisible by 4. That only, no? Okay, I have written -5 for suppose it is not greater than 0. First condition is only not been true, so it will appear like it is an else block. Okay, again I will run. Okay, it should be greater than 0 but not satisfy the remaining condition. Let us consider 1. Here you can see one important thing is that in it, here the first condition has been checked. First condition has been written as true. As the first condition is written as true, that else block will also not be displayed. Here you can see, here we have entered 1. It is greater than 0. First condition is true. It will enter into the block. It will enter into this block. Okay, this is true means then it won't come over here. Okay, we have to be careful over there. It have entered into this block, but here the condition has been not be satisfied, then it will directly go out of the block. Okay, this else is only referred when this condition is false. Okay, be careful for that. Let me run. If I have keep on. Okay, let us consider it should be also even 10. First two conditions are satisfied, greater than 0 and even number, but third condition is not satisfied. As it has entered into the block, the else statement is also not been executed. Okay, next we will give 8. Here you can see the given number is greater than 0, even, and divisible by 4. All the 4 conditions are been satisfied over here, then only it will happen. If the first if condition only been written as false, then it will execute the else. But the condition first if is been satisfied and entered into the block, then if it is failed over here, then else will not be executed. Take care of that. Okay, let me comment this out. Next, coming to else if ladder, it is also a set of conditions, but what is the difference between this nested if and else if ladder is, there all the conditions has to be true, then only the block will execute. But here there will be a set of conditions, but each condition has a particular block. Here you can see first if condition we have written. Here you can see I have written the first if condition. If this is satisfied, it will display this block. If for suppose it is not satisfied, then it will go to the second condition, but it will not stop. If one condition is not been satisfied, it will move to the second condition, but it will not stop. In the nested if one condition is false, then it will stop, as it is a sequence of conditions. Means block inside the block. No, if one condition is being false over there, then it will consider as it is the end. There will be no execution of that block. But here it is different. There will be a sequence of conditions, but what is the difference is each condition is separate. Means if one condition is not been applied, next go to the next condition, check that. If that condition is not satisfied, go to next. If it is satisfied, print that block. Otherwise, if it is also been not satisfied, go to the next. Ultimately, at the end, we have used a number of conditions. No, for first one we will keep if. As we go further, we have to keep else if. Ultimately, you have to write else. Either it is optional, you can write else, or there will be no need actually, but it is an optional. I have written for what? If we have entered a number that is not in between 0 to 100, a mark should be 0 to 100 only. No, if it is out of the range, then I have entered like this. You entered a number out of the range. It will display like that. Okay. This is a sequence of conditions. If one condition is not true, it will go to the next condition. It won't stop. It will go until the condition is true. If the condition is not true at all, ultimately it will execute else, or if the else is not there, it will come out of the block. That's all. In nested if, all the conditions has to be true. Here, any one condition has to be true. Okay. Let's run it. Here he have asked the marks. I will say one lies to it. 110 I have got. Here you can see you entered the number out of the range. That is, you have entered the marks that is impossible. Okay. I have entered 34. Failed. Just one mark. I have failed the exam. Okay. I have written. I have got 90 marks. Here I got B grade. Just one mark. I might get a grade. Like that it will function. Here I think you guys have understand it. Nested if means a sequence of if where all the conditions has to be satisfied. Else if means there will be a sequence of conditions, but there is no mandatory. There should not all be true. Any one condition has to be satisfied. If all the conditions are not satisfied, then it will execute else. If I have removed this else, let me run now. Okay, I have given out of the range. Again 110. But here you can see in the previous thing it have given something like you have entered the number out of the range, but over here it won't execute anything. It will come directly out of the block. Okay, this is about this nested if and else if data. If you feel the video is informative, please like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe for the channel and save the playlist further to get the further upcoming informative videos, so that you can no need to search for it. Okay. And another important thing is that try to maintain a notes, practice on your own. How much you will practice, that much you will gain. Simply listening to videos, nothing will going to be changed. When you start practicing, that only will make some change on your knowledge. Okay. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you.